I'll just tell you about this practice that I'm developing, where whatever I remember, because a lot of times I hear things or hear places that I am not aware of whether they exist or what they are. It's just things that I've never heard of, but things that I may say or hear as if I do know them or I've already experienced them. And so by doing that, I get up, I get on Google, I Google everything that I can remember that seemed to be important in the dream that I may have never heard of. Maybe a place, maybe a street, to see if it really exists or if there's really a place. And so the first one in this process is a dream that I will call Too Slit, Too Thick. Again, I will call it Too Slit, Too Thick. So I went to sleep, of course. I began this dream. And in the dream, I'm walking with this lady, and she is walking with me through the life of a person. I don't remember if it was my life or whose life it was, but it was a person's life over and over again in many different places, many different times, many different dimensions, however they perceived it. And she was saying, over and over again, there was like almost a laboratory kind of feel. And they kept saying over and over again, too slit, too thick. And their job was to watch the lives of people. So their job was to focus their energy, focus their attention onto people's lives at all times, whether they are alone, whether they, whatever they may be doing, just being aware of them, being aware of their presence at all times. And so, whenever they would go into like an area where they would be viewing someone, people, the people who worked there, who were in there, they would always say, too slit, too thick. They just kept repeating it over and over and over again. So when I woke up, I Googled too slit, which turned into the double slit experiment, which you will have to look that up on your own. But basically what it says is that particles or energies act differently or change their wave pattern when people look at them. So when they were doing the experiment, they measured where beams of light would hit or some kind of energy would hit on the wall when no one was watching. And then when they were watching and thinking about it, then just the fact of someone watching or paying attention or focusing on the energy made the outcomes different. And so I thought that was a interesting, insightful dream, that even though it's something that I had never heard of in my life, there was a connection between what these people were doing in this dream that I was in and how it relates to a real experiment that had to do with watching the lives of people. And because it seemed to be important to the outcomes of those people's lives being watched, being surrounded with extra energies focused into your life, maybe can change your life, which could be where prayer comes from, or just thinking or focusing on other people's situations. So, use your energy for good. Think about how your energy might affect other people, whether it's positive or negative, but we want to keep it positive. I know that you've been